On the 20th of December 2011, YouTube published their second ever YouTube Rewind with a recap of the year's most viral moments, a top 10 countdown, and a very special YouTuber guest. Welcome to Rewind Time. This episode, Rewind Time 2011.
Yeah, it's Rewind Time.
Welcome to episode 29 of Rewind Time, a YouTube history podcast.
That's the age you're about to turn.
Okay, doxing me immediately.
Wow.
I am still 28, in my mid-20s, I believe.
You're in your mid-20s.
And this is a YouTube history podcast hosted by Max, myself, and YouTuber Lucy Livin.
Hey.
Lucy, how are you?
I am very well, thank you.
75,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow. I was more thinking about, well, should we leave that to the end? I feel like that's my subscription for the week. So
I think it's kind of cheating, but
Whoa.
I guess anything goes.
You think that's cheating? I don't think so. It's great for viewer retention, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Stick around
keep
for
that.
the end for our...
This week, per the intro,
Yes.
our second YouTube rewind of this podcast series so far.
Wow.
This YouTube rewind, if you're not familiar with the previous episode we did, it doesn't really resemble what I think commonly people think of when they hear the words YouTube rewind, which is like a cameo-filled celebrity montage sort of sketch. This is a top 10 countdown.
Yeah, it's like Watch Mojo.
It's like 20 to 1, that Australian
What?
show. Do you remember that?
No.
With Bert Newton as the host?
A TV show with Bert Newton as the host.
Yeah, 20 to
Wow,
1.
that's so almost 29 years old of you. Sorry, couldn't be me. I'm almost 28.
This one? I think that's Grand Daniel.
I don't think I lived in Australia in that year. So I think that's maybe why.
It did till 2016.
I'm thinking more of those top 10 countdowns that were done, like now they would be done by AI, but they used to be done by like, you know, like Hollywood fix girlies. Being like, these are the top 5 moments that Kylie Jenner slayed the most.
Straight from Wikipedia. 20 to 1, an Australian television series, counts down an undefined top 20 of elements or events of pop culture, such as films, songs, or sporting scandals. Is that not like setting the groundwork for the Watch Mojo type countdown that you're talking about?
I mean, yeah, sure. The concept of a list or a listicle is a tale as old as time. You know, does the top, you know, the Times top 100 books or whatever predate this? Yeah. I don't think the Australian TV show 20 to 1.
I know, and it only came before YouTube by a few years and then ran alongside it for most of its life. So it's clear there's an audience who can't access Watch Mojo and they need their pop culture countdowns beamed straight in via the magic of free to air.
That was a really fun tangent that we went on. Wow,
let's bring us back.
TV brain.
Yeah, this year, like 2010, is a countdown of the 10 most viewed videos. And we begin it, though, with our famous host, as you mentioned in the intro, Rebecca Black.
I didn't mention who it was.
Friday
I mentioned
famed.
that there was a famous host.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who we most recently covered on the previous episode of the show.
Which, if you haven't listened, go back and listen to that. I think it was... We like Rebecca Black. I feel like I always get confused between what a good episode is and who is someone that I just like. They're not
I
always
think it's
the
one
same.
and the same in the show.
Well, I'm just thinking of our number one enemy of the podcast.
Yeah. Having said that, there are creators that I like, but
James
watching
Charles.
the content, is not my cup of tea, you know?
Oh, no, well, that's not correct. You love James Charles and you love his content.
James
Anyway.
Charles, as I've said,
We can't be...
from my limited lens, seems like a very charismatic and, a born content creator.
Yeah.
But we'll get to
You know,
him.
they say so many things about so many people who are charismatic. You know, Ted Bundy, famously charismatic.
Let's leave James Charles foreshadowing because Rebecca Black is here. It is so early in her YouTube career. She is more Friday musician than lifestyle YouTuber, which is a lot of what we covered on that episode of Rewind Time on her. But before we get to the actual video countdown, we actually get a little montage of clips of like what happened in YouTube this year.
Yeah.
And this montage is way more representative of what I think we are defining YouTube culture as compared to any of the videos on this top 10.
Not to spoil anything, but this element of YouTube Rewind of sort of like a you know, a collage, a kind of compilation of different moments, like an edit,
Yeah.
if you will, is something that's carried through in future YouTube Rewinds. Even though the format of YouTube Rewind changes, they do always tend to have like I don't know how to put it. They tend to have like a moment where they're like, and now for the serious stuff. Or like, and now for world
Coney
news.
2012.
Yeah. Where they include, you know, some news items and things like that to kind of place where, you know, the laughing baby video fits into all of it.
Well,
kind of
this
thing.
one is obviously 2011. So the video serious moment that was going around online this year was the Arab Spring civil unrest. So we do have an Arab Spring segment in this short video, which is
Not
juxtaposed
the
by
Arab
things
Spring
like
segment presented by Rebecca Black.
the Jenna Marbles, Nicki Minaj, quote-unquote blackface video.
Yeah, it's crazy that this was included.
Yeah,
in
well,
there.
I mean, clearly, look, even YouTube themselves at the time were like,
Yeah, they were like, this is
family
fine.
friendly.
This is fine. They said, she's doing a Nicki Minaj costume. That's what the
It's
video
funny.
is. They said, it's funny.
And it's not even like a thing where they were like, well, this was like had heaps of views, but we're not going to include it in the top 10. We're making like an editorial decision. This was like their
Yeah.
niche pick. They were like, oh yeah, this is like our bubbling under.
Well, I think it's also... So, yeah, in between the news items, they're also kind of showing, I guess, like breakout stars who maybe didn't get into the top 10 videos, but like culturally had an impact.
Well, yeah, I'll go through...
Some would say that even though, you know, Laughing Baby is the life of a showgirl of 2011.
Here we go. Yep.
Yeah. Jenna Marbles' Nicki Minaj tutorial is the brat. Because
Wow.
that's what had cultural impact and
So
was
they came out in 2 separate years.
critically revered.
So couldn't
trying to-
really be...
Can we not try and bring some spicy pop culture takes into
Is what
this?
you're saying is that Crying Laughing Baby is the life of a showgirl. But,
Yes.
Jenna Marbles' blackface video is the Addison by Addison Rae of
Well,
the
I mean,
year.
yeah, look, okay, yeah, if you want to do of the year, but I just mean in terms of cultural impact, like
Yeah.
Charlie XCX is very much having a moment. And even though technically Taylor is bigger in terms of numbers, I would say Brat is more culturally buzzy in terms of like cultural tastemakers are interested in Brat.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
She's like
It's
your
giving
creative's favorite creative.
6:30 p.m. on a Tuesday analogy after we've
I'm a
both
little
been at work.
well. I'm
But
a little
yeah,
hyped
no,
up from
sure.
sugar because I tried.
Smize and Dream.
I tried Smize and Dream, the Tyra Banks ice cream store.
Okay. So we can
we
also
will
circle
not.
back because we need to talk about all the other people in this montage before we even get to the clips.
Yeah, we're not
So-
going to talk about Smize and Dream. You can go watch my other platforms where I talk
Smosh?
about that.
The Zelda rap
Yes.
is there briefly. Mm-hmm. Epic Meal Time. 2 episodes ago on Rewind Time, we covered them.
Wow, I planned this so well.
There is a series where we just see a clip. I don't know who the creator is, but it's the trend where you grab the ice cream from the attendant in the
We
drive-thru.
just talked about this as well.
How
on Rewind
obnoxious
Time.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, how
And-
it's like our pet peeve.
There is also a interview, and I couldn't find what it was, but the clip is of Jennifer Aniston surrounded by heaps of what look like golden retriever puppies.
Yeah, we tried to find this. It looked to me like the proto BuzzFeed
Puppy interview?
interview, which famously was actually originated by Keith from the Try Guys.
Wow.
Keith and Zach from the Try Guys.
The largest of the Try Guys.
The largest.
Why doesn't the largest Try Guy simply eat the other 3?
Is that a Max original?
No, it's
You stole that.
No, it's a
It's a format.
it's a yes, it's
Yeah.
a well worn film of internet joke.
We
Yeah.
We like to get a little bit clever on this podcast.
You know what would be actually fun if people did and I tried to find this, like what were the most viewed videos in Australia of each year. But YouTube don't really publish, unless you're paying for like Social Blade or other analysis stuff, it's hard to actually know what the most watched YouTube videos of each year are.
In Australia.
But anyway, so
yeah, good question.
this puppy interview footage, we then have another segment of the montage, Occupy Wall Street. If you guys weren't alive for that.
Sorry, whenever I laugh to do with any of these things, it's not because they're...
It's not endorsing the...
No,
exactly.
No,
No,
it's
no,
more
of
just that
course.
it's funny, the thought, and again, everyone, my broken sense of humor. The thought of Rebecca Black presenting like a package which includes the Arab Spring, Occupy Wall Street, but also Jennifer Aniston doing puppies. I'm like, I love the internet.
Yeah, I do
It's
feel
so
like
funny.
they're not actually like, it's not that bad because if you think about like, you're
No.
watching like the ball drop, like it's New Year's Eve and they do
Yeah.
those TV montages
Yeah,
of like,
it's just a
2011
recap.
was so crazy, like all this
It's
stuff
being like,
happened.
what are the top like 8 news items of the year? And they're like, well, probably Occupy Wall Street.
Having said that though, I don't think anything in the like TV channel end of year wrap up is as silly as like the Smosh Zelda rap, like adult men dressing as a child.
How do you think
and
Ian and Anthony feel about being included next to like the Arab Spring?
all exposure is good exposure, you know. So then we go from Occupy, shout out my revolutionary brothers, to Bruno Mars. And I've got a
lazy
note
song,
here.
is
Yeah,
it?
I've got a note here, something called Nope Chuck Tester. Do you know what
Yeah,
that means?
yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah. What's that? Explain
What
for
do
the
you mean?
audience.
It's
Like-
just the punchline where you just go, nope, Chuck Tester.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know about that.
It's just yeah, it's a video, and then people would just do like it's actually kind of similar to Chuck Norris. Remember
How
Chuck Norris
funny.
memes?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that, but not quite. But
Okay.
sort of.
And then also I've got something for Honey Badger does what it wants.
Honey Badger does what it wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like is that the Nat Geo voiceover thing? Or is that different?
It's different to Zafrank, who's famous for doing the like nature voiceovers, but like same thing.
Okay.
But instead of it being like a deep voiced man, it's like a sassy, less deep voiced man.
Okay.
You know,
Fair enough.
I think Honey Badger does what it wants.
I mean, we do get
That was a horrible impression.
not
sorry.
a voiceover, but a talking animal in this top 10. So, yeah. Do we want to get into the top 10? Is there anything else from the montage you want to pull out?
Don't think so. I think that's all the main bits. I think
Yeah.
let's just get into the top 10.
Okay.
Number 15.
Number 10.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Cat mum hugs baby kitten. This video is one of several animal-related videos on this top 10. This video is, and I'll describe it for, of course, many people not familiar with it. It's very low-resolution footage, but it's of a baby kitten. It's sleeping up against its mother, as you imagine, cats
Cats be doing
want
that.
to do when they get born. And the mother sort of moves her paw over the kitten as if she's like hugging it, per the title of the video. And that's the whole video. So it's basically the whole thing is you watch and you go, wow, the mother kitten is hugging the child. Adorable.
I will say, I thought this was cute. I went,
Yeah, I was really shocked. I thought there would be like something crazy. I think I'm just conditioned to be like, it needs to go viral.
well, that's because the type of animal videos we watch, I feel like, what's a good example?
Monkeys punching people in Bali.
Yeah. They're like monkeys doing like acts of violence against tourists.
Well,
Fairly so.
deserved, yeah.
Fairly so. So when you see something just kind of more tame, it's a bit like, we were like, is that it? But it was cute. It was cute.
Yeah. Look,
Animals do cute things, and that's cute.
I literally made a note when I was after watching this, and I just said no monkey, by which I meant like this doesn't hold a candle to any video of a monkey I've ever seen. But a lot of people look. It's clear from the top 10 of this year versus the previous year that people were really into animal, specifically cat dog videos.
Yeah.
And I know there are still people to this day who, when you talk about the internet, they're like, oh, it's the place for funny cat videos.
That one gif of the cat on the keyboard. Yeah.
Co-workers, some of them love sending
one gif.
cat gifs. Oh, I don't
just
even
any gif
Yeah,
of cats.
just cats being funny.
Damn.
Or they'll post their pet in the general channel and just
Wow.
be like, wow, pet thread.
A butterfly
Anyway, sorry,
flaps
we're
its wings,
getting very
and you
specific
get
here. I
a
won't talk about that
Microsoft
anymore.
Teams gif.
So that's cat mum hugs baby kitten at 10. Number 9 is a video titled The Force. What this is just an ad for Volkswagen. It involves a child in a Darth Vader costume. They're trying to go around the house and use the Force, which is, the telekinesis from Star Wars, if you're a girl watching this. And it's
No. Jail.
and they're playing Imperial March, which is the song that Lucy was humming. What did you
Because I'm a girl who knows about Star Wars, because apparently we don't know what that is.
What did you think of The Force?
I remember seeing this because, for those of you who don't know, I'm an advertising major. So I am like a bit of a freak, and I do like watching ads. As such, I'm aware of the ad meta. You know, when the Super Bowl ads come out, good time for advertising freaks like myself. I am like Don, and you
Don
are
Draper.
and you are like Peggy or Joan. You're kind of like my Joan,
Sure. Okay.
my sexy secretary.
Right.
Anyway, it's fine. It's like, I get why it was good at the time. You know, wow, what if we used a really powerful media property to advertise a brand?
I think it's more just like, what if we pay
So
George
much money
Lucas
to
the
have.
money?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what they do now for Super Bowl ads and a lot of big kind of like big ads is they just see how many celebrities / TikTok stars they can have in one video or IP.
That has changed though, and I know you bookended with IP, but yeah, I do feel like you used to just be like, here is, you like Star Wars, you like product, where now you're much more likely to be like, you like Alex Earl, you like burger.
Yeah.
Or like, you like actor, we'll have actor in commercial.
You like Ben Affleck, you like coffee.
I feel
Doncaccino.
Yeah, that's like the best celebrity ad though, because like Ben Affleck famously has an affinity for Duncan and is from Boston, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like Alex Earl is just a woman,
Hey.
right? She's
She's
blonde.
a woman who might win Dancing with the Stars.
Correct.
But yeah, it's you know, there's some like really interesting stat to do with advertising where it's like 80, I want to say it's like 70 or 80% of advertising has like no cut through at all. Like people see it and have no recollection of it. You know, when you get those surveys,
Thank you, Todd Sampson.
you know, when you get it's not Todd Sampson. It was at South by Southwest last year, actually.
Oh.
It was the head of Ogilvy.
Wow.
So yeah, you take that back. But when you think about whenever you get those surveys being like, do you remember seeing this ad? And you're like, no. And it's like, you probably did see it, but it just had no cut through at all. Anyway, all to say, shout out to Dunkin' Donuts because it had some type of cut through where we remembered it. Remembered it.
I thought that this one, besides the fact it's an ad, so inherently, I don't think it's worthy of much consideration. It's cool when they fully just have ads in the top 10 videos of YouTube. Like, if someone sent me an ad sincerely to watch, I would be like, what's wrong with you? But it doesn't, clearly enough people don't care about that. But I was like, Star Wars is really like one of the big millennial generation, Gen X generation unifiers. Because like Gen X obviously grew up with the original series, millennials grew up with the sequel series.
Yeah.
Or the prequel series, sorry. But now, like, I don't think Gen Z really have anywhere near the affinity for Star Wars, even though we've had like
the main
7
people
Star
who
Wars
like Baby
movies.
Yoda are still also millennials.
Exactly.
Yeah, it hasn't like cut through in the same
No.
intergenerational like way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the ad is like well executed. Everyone likes Star Wars, everyone likes cute children, and everyone likes a little kind of like twist. It's not even really a twist, it's just kind of like a nice little finisher. I don't know how you would describe it. Me, when I say I study advertising, the thing at the end, it has a nice little bit.
I will say it is kind of crazy that, and hear me out, guys. Obviously, there is a lot of there's allegories to political conflict in Star Wars. Specifically, obviously, the original series is about like the evil empire represents the Americans, but the other evil empire naturally is the empire of Adolf Hitler in World War II under Nazism.
How is this
which is
episode
when
going this way?
VW was actually founded by the Nazi regime. And so when you have the Imperial March and the Stormtroopers, which is very much, I think, brings to mind those like totalitarian regimes, it's very interesting that VW were like reclaiming that and being like, Imperial March. Ha ha ha. They don't know.
It's a very erudite take from you. I do think I said that off camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't remember that. But anyway.
I'm pretty sure I said something like, this is interesting actually from this perspective.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to say it was you.
Thank you,
And
former
you're
Lucy.
Thanks so much, me. And thank you so much, you. That was so good. Shall we move on?
Yes. Number 8 is a cover of a Lady Gaga song. And no, it's not Paparazzi by Grace and Chance, because that was last year. This year we have the cover of Born This Way by Maria Aragon.
Can I just say I've completely forgotten this video
Yeah.
since we watched it only a short while ago. What
It
happens
is-
in this video?
It is very much the same as our cover by Grace in the previous year.
Oh, it's that child.
Yeah, it's a child singing
yeah.
the Lady Gaga song "Born This Way,"
Right.
and then there is, and we watched some of it. Of course, the compulsory like follow through where she's on Ellen, like Gaga
And then
is
she
like singing the
meets
song.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
invited
yeah.
up onto stage during the tour, and Lady Gaga's there playing the piano while the child is singing. It's
Yeah, what is it? Say it.
no, it's like it's cute, it's fine. Like children are talented. It's like a nice. This is like kind of a PR thing that basically can never go wrong, which is inviting like adorable viral child up to like live a dream. Everyone loves seeing someone have a dream fulfilled. So cute. I'm like, are we going to pit the two children who sing Lady Gaga songs against each other? It's not really fair. Grace and Chance is older and has is more of a.
I do think his cover is better, to be honest.
Us just
If we're going to
comparing
just
two
get
children.
briefly critically into this, I think that there's obviously themes to Born This Way that when you, and by that I mean obviously like the central theme of acceptance, regardless of say your sexual orientation or your ethnicity. And when you have a cover like Maria's, where I think that text is like omitted by like not singing all of the lyrics, it does kind of weaken.
We saw
the
some
core
sort of
thing the
mild
song.
controversies where, like, the versions she was singing didn't include the LGBT
Well, it
segment.
doesn't-
Let's not.
It will be hard though, because like some of that is delivered like in a different singing style in the Gaga song.
Yeah, I don't know if you have like a 6-year-old, like a girl being like, "You're Lebanese, you're Orient." It could be.
Yeah, but it still just means it's inferior, right?
I mean,
you don't
anyway.
want that as a cover.
Let's not.
Whereas Paparazzi is a much more straightforward,
Yeah,
I guess love song.
Well, also, Grayson is like older. He's like in his teens. This is like firmly. We need to
Yeah,
rein this
okay,
in.
look,
We're not critiquing these children. We're just.
Let's talk about it from a perspective like who's the audience, and I naturally it's the eighth most viewed video of the year. So the audience is everyone. It's like all demographics. But do you think it's other kids, or do you think it's parents being like, "Wow," or Lady Gaga fans?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think Maria is potentially Filipino.
Okay.
And bear with me here, because I am in like some K-pop fandom. This will all tie together. So Cat's Eye currently has a member named Sophia, and she is Filipino. And the power of the Filipino fandom that is behind this woman is so strong and intense.
Yep.
And I think potentially it could be, obviously, Filipino girly pops are known for being excellent singers. And so I think it could potentially also be like a shared thing, because it's like if someone from the Filipino community who is potentially a migrant to the States is singing and having her dream come true. Like it's an American
So you're
dream.
saying it's the power of the Philippines, and I'm going to say, given she would later go to the Philippines and sign a record contract in 2011, I think that you're probably correct.
I thought you were about to tell me that I was wrong, and I was going to be like, we need to cut this whole
segment.
segment. But yes, that was my thing. That was my hypothesis.
Yeah, I look, without a better theory, let's just put it to the power of that little island, and the people that love karaoke.
I mean, I've been. It's very beautiful.
Number 7 is The Creep by The Lonely Island.
When you out in the club and you see a fine girl, do the creep.
That one. Do The Creep, which we've spoken about in the episode of Rewind Time on The Lonely Island.
So much promo in these Rewind episodes.
We were obviously, I wasn't that familiar with The Lonely Island outside of like the, being alive in the 2000s point of view. But The Creep was not one that I really remember, besides it has some notable celebrity cameos. Like John Waters is there.
Yep.
He is the person that they're portraying as the creep,
And Nicki Minaj.
Correct. Nikki, who we've already mentioned this app as, because she's featured in the Jenna Marbles clip, she's actually here in this video and does a verse.
Yep.
Do you like The Creep? I can't remember.
I do.
Was it on your top 10?
I don't know if it made my top 10, because I think it's more as a song. it's like not as strong individually as it is like as a comedy sketch. You know, it doesn't quite, you know, it's not Reba.
Yeah. No.
Worlds Collide. Oh, we love Reba.
There was actually more Lonely Island in the montage, and spoilers, they're also, I think, later in the top 10 as well.
Wow.
So this was probably peak Lonely Island.
Big year
right?
for Lonely Island, yeah. But we've talked about The Creep before, but yeah, I think it makes sense that this is in the top 10. Obviously as well, if Nikki is having a cultural moment, it's that combination.
I asked you while we were watching if Andy Samberg was still a 1 on the binary in character as the creep, and you said yes. Yeah,
he's kind of my eternal white boy of the month.
Yeah, so he's like he hottest YouTuber.
I think at some point a white boy of the month enters the white boy Hall of Fame. You know, like employee of Hall of Fame vibes.
I don't think, but they can always do something to have them pulled out.
Well, yeah,
no one's safe forever.
Okay, in the employee of the month metaphor,
yeah,
obviously they do something annoying. You take their plaque off the wall, but he's never done that. He's so cool.
Shout out our Lonely Island.
Shout out to
leader
Andy.
Number 6 is Karmin Look at Me Now cover. Do you remember this?
Not this video, but I do remember Karmin.
Karmin is, and just for context, this video features a white girl covering the hip hop song Look at Me Now, which is by Chris Brown.
Boo.
I think our feelings on him are clear.
Boo.
And I think it's good to talk about this because sort of white girl acoustic guitar rapping, like that type of cover, is something that has a bit of a moment.
When did Thrift Shop come out?
2013.
Proto Thrift Shop.
I'm going to defend Thrift Shop. I think that Macklemore is like, that is an authentic hip hop song.
He has his own style.
Exactly.
I agree. This is not.
Whereas there's a thing which I'll say like Christian Autumn girls do, where they take a black song and they put it through the lens of their like sanitized music. And then ironically, like things like this, it becomes really popular. And you imagine a part of that is people that are like never going to listen to the original, but when it's sung by Karmin, they're like, oh, this is safe.
Do you think the irony of it is also part of its success, or like the perceived contrast?
Yeah, like white guy can jump. That's always like,
yeah, it's like
that's
that
kind
vibe
of interesting.
of like a white girlie singing like Chris Brown lyrics.
But whenever it's a cover, I'm never going to be like, wow, that's so impressive, because anyone can do like mimicry. If she was actually a rapper, you know, if she was the Cardi B of 2011,
she's putting like
sick.
a very specific spin on it. Also, I feel the need to mention, if anyone is kind of trying to picture what this sounds like, if you're familiar with the song A Cappella,
I'll include a clip.
You'll include a clip? Okay.
We're including a clip here.
And them suicide doors, Ari Curry, look at me now, look at me now. I'm getting paper.
I don't know how to describe that singing style. It's like not cursive, but it's like, you know,
Millennial.
no, I mean, I actually at the time, this is like niche specific lore. There was a girl at my school who performed, yeah, you know, people when musicians use, are they called loops, or what are they called, like pedals?
Like a stem, like you like when you're DJing.
Like they have a pedal and they perform like a 4-count bar thing, and then they put it on a loop and then they record over themselves.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like a few musicians.
Like Ed Sheeran does it.
Yeah. So, yes. So this girl in my school, who was like a few grades younger than me, did it with A Cappella by Karmin.
Okay.
And like recorded herself like playing guitar and like singing over it. And she became like sort of like a star within our school. I think she like went on the local radio, like got quite a few views on YouTube and stuff.
Good.
She was pretty good. And I like found out about the song like through her, and then was like, oh, this song's good. I think that's how it happened, or at least I was aware of the song. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because it I just had a memory jolt. Sorry, everyone. But A Cappella by Karmin, better than this cover.
I will say, naturally, we are only looking at the top 10 most popular stuff. But I always find it kind of interesting that the stuff that is popular on these YouTube lists is always covers. Like, it's, with the exception of those YouTube guys last year, what were they called? The band that do the fancy videos.
The band that do the fancy videos.
Yeah, they had the video. It was the ball rolling through all of the shit.
OK Go.
OK
But
Go.
that was original
yeah.
music.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
like the exception rather than the rule.
Yeah,
like most
right.
of the stuff that's popular does seem to just be covers.
I think covers, I'm sure when we get to 2014, there'll be some Frozen covers. I bet they'll be in there. I have this feeling. But I suppose they won't be top 10s then. Anyway, I think covers when they are like riffing and doing a different style, they're particularly impressive. I get it. I think the fact that it's like white girl singing Chris Brown is like the gimmick, if you will, here. And that's not one that I'm particularly interested in. Also, I hate Chris Brown and I think he sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No argument here. It's pretty bad, hey. And at the time, you're a lot closer. Like even, I think it's
I
more
actually
defensible to do a cover now because people could be like, I didn't even know he did this.
that. Yeah,
it
but
was
I
literally 15 years
remember
ago.
we were watching it and I was like, wait, when did all the Chris Brown being a massive piece of shit stuff happen? Sorry, I feel like I'm being pretty. He's just such a loser. Anyway, and it happened before this, so they knew. I was, and this is like not really like me. I am the person who at some of my retail jobs, when my like manager would have the playlist and have Chris Brown on it, I'd be like, really, Chris Brown on the work playlist?
Yeah, I
Anyway.
wouldn't say that because I'm a hypocrite because when I'm in the pub and he comes
Okay.
on, I'm like, mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. And he kind of did worse. So what are we going to do?
No,
I have to
we're
pick and
not,
choose
okay,
my
we're not
battles.
going to get into the like that, but I do think, okay, Chris Brown, like within, oh God, we're not, I don't want to get into the
No,
like,
listen,
who's
we have
the
to
most
to
evil.
tie it off. The next video is a good one. Karmin actually still making music. The guy in the video, her husband, they're now married.
Oh, yeah,
she has a new musician name now.
Queen Herbie.
Yes, sure.
Queen Herbie.
Yeah.
She's Queen Herbie now, which I think has gone viral a couple of times for doing millennial pop stuff on TikTok.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Number 5. This is a video that I was familiar with. I have seen it before. You had seen it before.
Oh,
You'll have to help me. Is it Nyan or Nyan Cat?
Nyan.
Nyan Cat.
Do you know what Nyan is?
No. But what this video is,
What
if you're
do you
not
want me to
familiar,
explain?
it's a little like pixel art thing of a cat flying across the screen. There's a rainbow coming out of it from behind. And there's little music where it's like something like that. All right.
Well,
You'll
that
do a
was-
better one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Nyan is Japanese onomatopoeia for meow.
Okay.
So
wow.
you know how we say cats go meow?
Yes.
They're basically like neko go nyan.
Okay, cool.
Weeb moment.
Can you give us some more context on this video? Because you have a big affinity for it, whereas
I was big into Nyan Cat.
the extent of my engagement with this meme is I have seen and laughed at the version where it's Nyan Cat going into the Twin Towers. That's kind of that's my only reference point. That's all I remember.
There were lots of different versions of Nyan Cat. I think my friends and I quite liked Smooth Jazz Nyan Cat, which is where it's like black and white and he's wearing little sunglasses and it's someone actually recording going Nyan 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 Nyan
Okay.
Nyan. So it's like a Nyan Cat cover.
Yeah.
I know we just ragged on covers, but the Nyan Cat covers are fun.
You had Nyan Cat merchandise? Correct me
I
if I'm wrong?
had when I went to the States, and I believe it was maybe a couple of years later or the following year, briefly went to LA. Of course, I was a middle schooler, so I needed to go to Hot Topic, and I bought a Nyan Cat shirt and a My Little Pony Pinkie Pie shirt. And I wore this Nyan Cat shirt to a class trip to SeaWorld on the Gold Coast. And when I put my hand up for the dolphin demonstration, I got it because I obviously had a massive fucking cat with a rainbow coming out of its ass, which was very easy for them to point out to be like the girl with the rainbow cat shirt.
Swag.
So I got to touch a dolphin.
I feel like you
Shout
wouldn't
out
have
to Nyan
enjoyed
Cat.
that, to be honest.
they-
Given you're
no,
scared, you're
they-
like scared of creatures.
I'm
and
just scared of
demonstrations
general.
things.
No, I'm just scared of general sudden movements of any kind. So, sorry, I was just thinking about this weekend's events and how that could have gone sideways. We'll get to that at the end. But yeah, I thought Nyan Cat was really cute, fun, very like it's a Pop-Tart with a cat's head with a rainbow coming out its butt, very like random XD.
You know it's
cutesy.
Hatsune Miku, who is the singer?
Oh, it's a Vocaloid.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that was number 5, Nyan Cat. And number 4, the video we referenced at the top of the show, talking twin babies. What this video is two toddlers. They're twins, so they look identical. They're facing each other, hanging onto a fridge. They're both wearing nappies. And they are talking, per the title, but it's not words. They both just sort of make toddler noises back and forth
It's like
between
baby
each other.
gibberish, like baby talk.
Yeah. And they just sort of, one is sort of the mimic, and then the uber toddler, the smart one, is the one trying to talk. So it's sort of like the smart one is talking and the other one's copying it.
Yeah.
And they go back and forth for a few minutes.
Can you do an impression?
No.
No?
It's literally like goo goo gaga.
No, but really you can't be like
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah. It's they do be two babies talking. I don't know what to tell you.
It's
Does
so
it activate your
like,
paternal instincts?
No. I made a note that it was Bjorn coded, as in like Bjorn, the child of PewDiePie and Matsuya, and they vlog about him. And I was like, yeah, babies, they kind of all be somewhat the same from my unlearned point of view, from my content consuming lens.
Yeah, this video is so Funniest Home Videos coded. It's so... No one will hate this video.
I think going through these, it's kind of clear why YouTube moved away from this format as a celebration of the platform.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like, I don't want to say lowest common denominator.
No, it is.
Okay. Yeah, it's just content that like kind of most people would sort of enjoy, or the kind of thing that would end up on like an email chain. It's
Big
kind
email
of
vibes.
big
Yeah.
email chain vibes. Whereas I think later on we sort of see YouTube, instead of being a platform to host video content, it kind of moves into being its own like community and having its own kind of within YouTube community like cultural moments. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a big moment for YouTube rather than like this is a big moment for internet that was like hosted on YouTube. I don't know. I feel like babies are cute. Talking babies are cute. These are not our babies, so we don't.
Yeah, look,
care.
didn't stop it being the fourth most viewed video
I
of the
can't
year.
hate. I can't hate.
And again, it is very funny. There's clearly an alpha smart twin.
Yeah, that is
and
funny.
the dumb secondary twin.
Okay, we can't.
The alpha twin is like standing
Why
tall.
is so many
He's
moments of this
freestanding.
episode of us just bullying children?
The beta twin has to like kind of hold onto the fridge because it can't stand, and the alpha twin is talking, and the baby twin is just mimicking.
Yeah. It's like he's being like, we must go here soon, otherwise we shall perish. And the other one's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. The smart one is like the boss baby.
Yeah.
And the other one is just like all of the NPCs in the boss baby universe that are like just normal babies. Anyway,
Okay.
video number 3 is
Number 3.
Jack Sparrow featuring Michael Bolton by The Lonely Island.
The Isle of Tortuga. The Isle of Tortuga. Banger.
This is one of, I think, the most memorable Lonely Island songs, just given the
Yep.
chorus is like huge.
And it's really good because it is just the song from Pirates of the Caribbean, like interpolated.
Yeah.
So,
And Hans Zimmer, obviously, very slow.
Hans. I actually don't know. I like how we have talked about this one at length, I feel like. This makes sense to me, being in the top 3. This also, I feel like, prompted us to watch Pirates of the Caribbean recently. Like, we watched this, and then you were just reminded about how good the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack is, and then you were like, we should watch Curse of the Black Pearl.
I do think it's kind of interesting because it is kind of post Pirates of the Caribbean sort of pop culture peak.
But I think that's
this
what makes it funny.
coincides with the 4th film on Strange
But
Tides.
that's what I think makes it funny, is that it's like if you did a song now. No, it'd be like if 5 years ago you did a song about Avatar.
Yeah, look, I think we're kind of familiar with that with this podcast so far. Like, YouTube is often not at the cutting edge of...
I think, but it's just about.
Things.
I think the comedy part of it is like, why is Michael Bolton so obsessed with this movie franchise that's like been out?
Yeah,
Like that's the comedic
yeah.
element, I
And
would say.
to be honest, I'm being overly critical, I think, here because we have watched and commented on in this series about how the lag between like pre-internet TV ads becoming memes and how people were doing like the was up, like Budweiser
Yeah.
thing for like literal years.
Yeah, the annoying orange stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ugh.
So the fact that Pirates was a few years past its peak, like,
Yeah.
and makes sense in the context of the hook. This is a good video. This is funny.
Yeah. I think it's the
Deserving
bit.
number 3.
I think it's the bit.
Video number 2, Ultimate Dog Tease. This is, again, a very lo-fi video shot of a pet. In this case, it's a dog. But there's a spin, and sort of the gimmick of this channel is that they do a voiceover for the dog. So the dog is, you know, looking around, and the owner gets, well, maybe not the owner, but the content creator, Lucy's being sent to sleep, and I was also
Sorry.
bored by this video.
Sorry.
But it's like, whoa, my belly is hungry. You know, very much like the
was a good
sort of,
impression.
what's the dog from Up? What's his name?
Doug.
Yeah, Doug. It's giving what if we just did Doug?
Yeah. It's very
Again, talking animals.
you know, I have this thing about talking animal content, and you can ask my mother. You guys, please, to get my mum. Don't. She's not on socials. But talking animal movies gave me this sort of feeling of like unrest, and like because of the kind of uncanny valley, the way they make the
Live
mouths
action
move.
talking animal content is
I
what you're
don't
referring
like
to,
it.
right?
Yeah, or that like partially animated where the dogs are being like,
Snow
and then they're,
buddies.
yes, I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. It just sits in a weird space where it makes me uncomfy. I think the only one I liked was like of the talking animal franchise. I like animated animal stuff. Like I really liked Bolto. Did you ever watch Bolto?
Nope.
It's about like snow dogs, like and they're wolves. Good movie. I think. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. I think there's like some weirdness to it. Anyway. Or Homeward Bound, where the dogs don't move their like mouths or their like jaws. They just have like omnipresent like telepathy. Like they have voices, but
Yep.
they're like inside their heads. They're not being like, you know. Anyway, so this fits exactly into something that I don't like. Like animal movies. Don't like it when the animals flap their mouths like puppets. It's scary. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I can't say I have any affinity for any talking animal live action film.
I love Muppets though.
Okay, so they're puppets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Right.
like puppets. I don't like real animals being made to be puppets.
Yeah, okay.
Just
fair.
think it's that distinction.
Look, I think it could be done. It could be done well. It's just like, I think it's very lazy in many cases, and just plays on the fact that kids are like, oh, kids like animals, make them talk. All right.
Keep yawning. Guys, the
only other
evening
thing,
record.
this video, there's a absolutely huge AV cabinet in the background and a massive sound system, an amplifier, and I'm like, wow, people really used to have this set up in the house before everyone got sound bars, and that made me nostalgic.
Yeah.
Okay, video number 1 of 2011, YouTube Rewind.
Ooh, yeah.
It's Friday by Rebecca Black, who's the host of the video.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Do you like my impression?
It was actually very good, yeah.
Thank you so
And
much. I'm ready to support Rebecca Black on her Australian tour.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
coming, but as we said last ep, you know, this song, iconic. She donated all the proceeds to the recovery from the Japan
Earthquake.
and tsunami. Like,
Slay.
honestly,
Platinum diva status.
the best video on this top 10, a deserving number 1.
Friend of the pod, Rebecca Black. We have
Rebecca
had
Black.
no interaction with Rebecca Black, but Rebecca Black, if you see this, if you come to Australia, have a good time. We're not going to follow you. We're not going to stalk you. We just want you to have a good time because we like you in a safe, normal, parasocial way.
I want to refresh your memory by showing you the previous year's top 10, because I think that there was really a lot more stuff on 2010's YouTube Rewind that was relevant to our analysis of YouTube culture. And I feel this year it was really just like, here's a bunch of viral videos, and
Like 3 or 4 of the top 10 this year are like videos of animals or babies. So, whereas 2010, you know, we have Bed Intruder, we have TikTok Kesha. We had parodies. I feel like we had
Yeah.
more music parodies.
And they're a uniquely YouTube
Oh,
thing.
no, we only had one. We only had one on the whole 2011. We had one YouTube music parody. We had one cover. It was like more of a spread, I would say.
Is Bed Intruder not a parody?
It's
an
not.
original, but it's
an original.
I would say it's YouTube music.
But we specifically have spent a decent amount of time talking about like parodies, like TikTok Kesha parody.
Yeah.
And that's like its own very specific genre of primarily slop on YouTube. So I think it is different. I think doing like an original, like, I don't know, like a remix or almost, yeah, like remix culture basically
Yeah.
is different to doing like replacing lyrics and using GarageBand to make background tracks.
Yeah. We just get a bunch more creator channels on that 2010 list though.
Yeah.
Like,
This
we've got
feels more like
Key
individual
of
viral
Awesome.
videos as
Exactly.
opposed to like YouTubers who kind of broke out.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like that. Maybe it speaks to YouTube being more widely used as a video hosting platform and YouTube kind of moving more into being considered more mainstream. Like more people probably talk about and know what YouTube is. You'd hope so for 2011. But yeah, I would say that's probably something we can read from that. Do you have any other meta-analysis of the top 10?
No, honestly, as I said when we watched it, the montage at the top of the video where it features people like Smosh is much more aligned with the YouTube we're
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah, I think they do a nice combination of being like, well, this is what is the top 10. And as we said, they do move away from this format going forward. They're kind of like, oh, well, these are the top 10 most viewed videos, but we still want to put in what we feel is like culturally resonating with like the YouTube community / audience specifically, rather than just like this one got a lot of views.
I do think it was kind of cool though that Rebecca was the presenter.
host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she both is someone with the most popular video of the year, but also she's someone who we definitely would say she is like core, like YouTube core, basically.
Yeah. She would be, actually, when you think about it, and I don't know if we really talked about this much in the Rebecca Black episode, but speaking it from like the YouTube perspective, Rebecca Black would have done a lot for YouTube in terms of getting YouTube like on the map, in terms of people being like, because it used to be, oh, I've seen this video. Have you seen this video Friday? Oh, where do I watch it? Oh, it's on YouTube. So like not only are people sending around like Friday, but they're getting people onto YouTube and signing up to YouTube so that they can leave hate comments on the video of this 13-year-old girl, which YouTube
Wow.
would have loved. So they
All
probably
engagement is good engagement.
well, it's but so YouTube actually have done a good thing, and I will say historically YouTube have been really good about building relationships and engaging the creators who are having like cultural impact in like a wider way, and taking, you know, Rebecca Black like under their wing, if you want to put it that way, or kind of being in touch with her, like being on side with her, is a good move from their end, I think.
yeah.
Like you want her to be team YouTube, and also she probably had a bit of a bad time because of your platform and your moderation or lack thereof, because comment moderating didn't used to be as good as it is now. Like now when you get a questionable comment, it goes into like kind of this separate section that you have to like go looking for. Didn't used to be like that. It would
How
just come
does TikTok manage all of this?
comments.
Moderation. Like auto mods.
There's a lot of auto moderation
Okay.
on TikTok. I would say it's actually probably more strict, more on
Which
the heavier
was the
side.
platform where you got Face 45, Bobby 25? How old are you?
I have gotten so many, for context, for anyone who hasn't listened to previous episodes, a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, I had a piece of content of mine go semi-viral. I don't know how you would
It's not
semi-viral,
making
viral.
It's not making top 10 YouTube
No, it's
of
not
the
making
year.
top 10 YouTube of the year.
Maybe
But
top 1,000.
it probably got like 11 million views over 2 platforms. So that's a lot of people. But YouTube, I actually had more weird / unsavory comments than TikTok. I had a few on TikTok, but a lot of it just gets, I think, auto flagged. Like I think it just gets sent straight to the bin when people say like really cooked stuff. There's some stuff that's like they flag it when I go down. If I scroll down and like try and like open up the kind of collapsed accordion of like potentially naughty comments,
Yep.
it's usually just words being flagged that are actually still also quite tame. So I think whatever totally heinous comments I've gotten have just gone straight to the never, and I've never seen them on TikTok. On YouTube,
Yep.
I see them I can go into the section, or they make it through and I get like rude comments that don't get filtered out. So yeah, anyway, there's a little update for anyone who's curious. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that brings us to the end of YouTube Rewind 2011.
Woohoo.
Not one we're going to remember fondly, but
What?
it exists.
Hosted by Rebecca Black.
We covered it. Yeah, look, that is the most noteworthy thing, and we stand Rebecca Black, and she did a good job given she was
It's cute.
13, 14 at the time of filming this. Perfectly fine
A
as a
really
presenter.
cute idea to have her present it. Like, it's a nice extra layer to this video concept. They could have just done what they did the previous year and have it be fully just do the top 10 and
Yeah, they
have
should
no
have had
intro.
Antoine Dalton present
Yeah.
because he was number one last year.
Yeah, but that was also the first time they'd ever done it.
No.
So they did it and then they were like, wait, maybe this has an impact. Maybe this has, is something we should be doing as like a thing. But this is kind of from here, I'm really excited. We won't be getting to it immediately, but 2012 YouTube Rewind on, they get a lot more creative, let's say.
I will, just to give YouTube some credit, they did publish quite a long blog post to accompany this rewind from the like sort of head of content at the time. His name was Kevin Aluka.
Shout out to Kevin.
And they did a graphical timeline version of the most viewed videos. It was
cool.
big. I think it was in there, and we see the like dead links to this in their old content, but YouTube Trends, which was like their sort of like view and cultural analysis kind of part of the YouTube blog. And they kind of also give us some context here about what the most viewed YouTube channels were globally. Number one is Machinima. Number two is IGN. Number three is Ray William Johnson.
Wow.
Someone who we have thought about covering for this podcast, but he has deleted all of his content
It's
from his peak relevancy
It's not
period.
even a enemy of the podcast Philip DeFranco situation. It's like more than that. It's actually quite difficult.
Filling out the top 10, Smosh is there at number 6.
Wow.
Gnawing Orange at number 7.
Boo.
Lonely Island at number 9. And Barely
Yay.
Political at number 10.
Wow. And we've covered all of these people.
Yeah, and there's a few that we might still look at, like Rooster Teeth are there. Someone called, do you know what Expert Village is?
No.
Oh, okay. Something for us to look at later. They also had a most watched music videos, and number 1 is J-Lo on the floor with Pitbull.
Banger.
Yeah. Number 2, LMFAO Party Rock Anthem.
Party rock is
Let's
in
go
the
Red Foo.
house
Honorary
tonight.
Australian Red Foo.
Yeah.
And there's 2 other Pitbull videos in that top 10. So
Wow.
go off Pitbull.
Dale.
They also posted all of the top 10 from various, like, you can see the,
different
the niches
like,
here. Yeah.
genres.
So YouTube also, they used to be a lot more active in commenting and curating what people were watching on the platform. Whereas I feel like if they did that now, it'd be like, Sky News Australia, Europe has fallen.
No, I think there is also like a bit of a. So YouTube used to like manually curate things, and they don't anymore. It's like algorithmically done. So I think if they were to sort of suggest that they have like I think, and I could be misspeaking, but this is just my read on it as someone who uses the platform all the time, as a user and as an uploader. I think they just want it to, they just kind of want to step away and kind of avoid people from being like, well, YouTube pushes this, YouTube pushes that. And they're being like, well, no, it's the audience
Yeah.
who makes these decisions. But they are bringing back some types of, like they still do some types of curation and like highlight particular creators, but not in the way they used to, where like if you got picked to be on YouTube trending, like someone at YouTube HQ put you on YouTube trending, like that would be a really big deal.
Well, that is it for YouTube Rewind 2011. Rebecca Black hosting. As we do at the end of each episode, Lucy, what are you subscribing to this week?
I'm subscribing to you.
Wow. What does that mean?
I'm subscribing to Max, my lovely boyfriend, because you organised a sneaky little surprise on the weekend that was so sneaky, so devious, and so lovely. At time of recording, my birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks, and on the weekend, you had told me that some of our friends, we needed to hide a birthday cake for them, some friends who live nearby, because he was getting it as a gift for his
It was an elaborate
girlfriend.
lie.
It was an elaborate lie, but I believed it and I had absolutely no suspicion. So we had this lovely cake delivered from a bakery that I like. And I was like, oh, wow. And it was like, yeah, I told him about this bakery because we've talked about it. And I was like, that makes sense. So there was this really cute cake delivered from NZ Bakery, if you're in Sydney. It's a really cute bakery. And then I went and had a nap. Had a really good Saturday morning. We went and got groceries. It was really lovely. Saturday morning, went and had a nap. And then I woke up. And you know when you wake up from a really good nap and you're kind of groggy, like a bit out of it? And I hear people in the living room. But I'm like, oh, it must be our friend who's come to pick up this cake for his girlfriend. But as I'm kind of waking up, I'm like, that's too many people. Like that's more than two. It's probably 3 or more. And I was like, well, that's weird. Maybe she's here as well and they're having cake here. I was very confused. But you come into the room and you're like, hello, wake up. It's time to come out. And I'm like, I'm in pajamas, by the way. Just completely, Lucy off-duty vibes. Had a nap, very like crusty. And I come out into the living room and my beautiful friend is here, one of my really good friends, and my brother who has flown down from Brisbane and his boyfriend. And there was cake and balloons and it was a surprise little birthday situation for me that you organised. And you've been organising it for months. And it was so cute. And I was really confused because I was still half asleep. Like I was sort of like, why are you all here? Like I couldn't quite put the pieces together. I got confused about why the cake was... I was like, when is she coming to pick up the cake? And they're like, the
you're
cake
really
is...
stuck on the lie about the cake being for someone other than you.
Yeah,
and I was
and
like,
it's funny.
It's your cake. And you're like, no, but he needs to get the cake. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It's funny because I've done this exact same lie to one of our friends at another time where I've like told them the cake is for someone else and then I bring it out to them with candles and they're like, but isn't this for your friend? And I'm like, no, it's for you. I lied. And it is it does take your head to wrap around who the owner of the cake is. But it was so cute and you'd booked us a nice dinner at this really good restaurant. It was so yummy. And it was so lovely and so special. And it was just the best. And no one's ever done something that nice for me before.
I know, and guys, before you comment and go, I can't believe you would do a surprise birthday party. Lucy did say that she wanted this some months ago, which I was surprised by. Because personally, I'd be like, I would not want to have a surprise
You're not a
party at
surprise
all.
person. You don't like
No,
surprises.
and I'd still go with it. It'd be fine. But
yeah, but it's not, you don't, yeah, you don't, it's not your...
Having now been the orchestrator of the surprise, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze, you know?
What do you mean?
Well...
I was like so delighted.
I feel like you can only really have one surprise party in your life, and then all the others you're like, well,
But
no,
the
I
thing
want the
is,
time to
you were
commit.
like,
I want to input.
And I remember now when you bring it up of me being like, oh, that's right. Like I saw like a friend of ours or something, like or someone I know had this, like had a surprise or something happen to them. And I remember showing it to Max being like, oh my gosh, look how cute it is. That's so special. And that's where you got the idea from. But I had completely forgotten I'd mentioned that because it was months and months ago. So I had no recollection. So I actually think, give it a bit of time. Also, I think the real advantage to the surprise was that it was nowhere, it wasn't quite close to my birthday. It was about like 2 weeks before or so.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like in birthday like mode. You know when it's like the week of your birthday and you're like, oh, we might do something on the weekend before or the week. Like you're kind of like, delivery's
this is another
coming.
thing, sorry, another surprise issue, and why I did it earlier is because if you're planning surprise and you really don't want the person to know, whenever they're like approaching like, what are we going to do for the birthday? You just have to shut them down and be like, nothing. I don't want to do anything. And you just have to play the villain for like months.
I didn't catch that at all.
But if we got like a week out from your birthday and you were like, let's go to dinner, and I had to be like, no, we can't. I'm so busy.
But see,
Yeah.
you did plenty of. There were a couple of things. There were a couple of hiccups which I was since added to the organizing group chat, so I could see, the labor that went into the beautiful surprise. But a few times, like I've been invited out to do things on the day that you'd scheduled.
Yep.
And like everyone was coming. Like my brother's flying down from Brisbane, which was so cute. Shout out to Darcy, bestie of the pod. Love you, and your boyfriend. Thank you for coming down. But like you were like in the group chat with them being like, she's been invited out to dinner, or like
You
we've
made
been in
plans with two separate people who you had not previously.
I like
super
ran
familiar
into like someone I knew from school.
Okay,
And haven't
not going to
seen-
go full into the details.
No, but
you-
like-
both times you just ran into people on the street and made plans for
Yeah.
the time when your surprise
These weren't
was.
like it wasn't like I was making plans with my friend who
No.
ended up being there. You know what I mean? Like things where they could just be like, oh, sorry, I'm sick. Or
Yeah. So the
we
first
ran.
girl I knew, luckily, so I could message her and be like, "You need to
You had
reschedule."
to message her on LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, that's the power of the LinkedIn network. And the second girl, I had no idea, so I was like, "Well, we're just gonna have to roll over that plan." But luckily, that was fine.
Yeah, it was okay. It was like kind of like a spontaneous.
Yeah,
like,
we'll say,
more-
guys, if you're planning a surprise party, put a fake event in your girlfriend's calendar with you to keep the night itself clear.
Yeah. You created a fake event for yourself.
Yeah, because I hadn't thought about that, and then you asked what I was doing, and I panicked, so I invented something. But in hindsight, I should have invented something with you. So that's a lesson for next time.
Lesson learned. Anyway, but that was my of course that was my favorite. It was like so special. And there was a recording of me and I look very confused and I cry a couple of times, but it's very cute. So
Tears of joy.
yeah, it was so special. I'm not going to cry now. I cried multiple times on the day. So
Cool. Well, what a fun
What's your-
subscription. I think
What are
my
you subscribing to?
subscription is going to be the Martini cocktail.
Wow.
Because after dinner we went to Bar Planet in Newtown, Martini bar, and I am not on record as loving martinis. I'm like, well, yeah, it just tastes like
Alcohol.
cold alcohol, you know? But I don't know. I was just, these ones hit, and I was like, it might be an age thing. Might be I've aged into martini drinking.
Yeah.
Because I was
It's your
like,
British
I had my first
genes.
one, I was like, delicious. I was like, it's time for number 2.
Yeah.
Not completely sold on the olive. I'm like, it does taste like
Maybe
eating an olive.
you'd like a twist.
Well, I think if it was on offer, yeah, it'd be something I consider. But yeah, Martini, that's my subscription for this week. And that's it for this episode of Rewind Time. Thank you for joining us. It's been a bit all over shop today, but I think that's the case when we do the top 10 video, and the videos are not ones that are especially notable, unfortunately.
Talking babies is mid at best.
Yeah, so we have a bunch more creators now that we're moving into, some would say, peak YouTube era.
I'm so excited. I thought, I won't say who we're doing, but I had a pair of YouTubers who I would say are kind of put together. And for listeners of the pod who are big YouTube heads, big YouTube fans, there's been some really big news as of recent with this pair of YouTubers that's kind of rocked the YouTube sphere.
Is it about Dan and Phil?
Yeah. But you don't know what it is.
They get engaged?
I'm not saying.
Okay. I feel like I saw that as a Google trending keyword, but no spoilers.
But yes,
Okay.
I'm thinking Dan and Phil in our near future because I thought we might not get to them until like later on.
Yep.
But they've actually been uploading since like 2006.
Okay.
So
Dan and Phil coming soon.
Dan and then Phil and then Dan and Phil.
Oh,
a trio.
trilogy.
A trilogy.
Awesome. So looking forward to that. If you like the pod, please review it on Spotify. You can also leave comments on there or on the YouTube video. Tell your friends about the podcast. That always helps. Lucy, anything you want to add this week?
No, but thank you for listening.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
listening.
you.
And we will see you next week with another episode of Rewind Time.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah, oh, that's hot. That's hot.